Bookers Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Basement Bookers Podcast. It's your boy, Basement Chair. It's Rich the Riz, the most Riz's baldest man. Today.
Basement champion.
That's right. So before we start, you could put in what's your favorite Sabu match. You could put in what's the best Backlash match. And are you tired of Basement Chair being right? Because R-Truth and John Cena is happening at main event. As I have foretold it many times. And I've also said, well, I didn't foretell that really, but I did say that John Cena needs to do something terrible to R-Truth. And the best we could get was putting him through a table. So we'll see what happens.
I'm pretty sure we're going to get another interaction. We're going to get something to to make that match a little more heated between now and Saturday night's main event. Next Saturday or this Saturday, depending on how you...
I don't think you can. You know, like
just,
what? R-Truth, though? Like...
R-Truth is definitely among the most beloved WWE characters of all time.
I know, but you acting like we're getting John Cena versus Roman Reigns. You know, we're getting R-Truth versus John Cena. And it's non-title.
That was a good feud for the U.S. title back in the day, though.
Well, that's a different... That's a different guy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Two different guys.
Right? So, everybody's different now.
This is
like,
not
I'm going to be different.
Not the original John Cena.
Well, we don't know who he's always been. We know what's being told to us.
We're calling him John Mina. Mina now.
All right. Well, we're going to start the Backlash because you had to do that shit. You know, you had to go into business for yourself. Now, I think you're like a lot of the champions, to your credit, on TV that don't understand what the belt does, what the championship does.
I can't just do what I want?
Actually, it depends. It depends on who has it. Because if you're Jey Uso and you just go out there after being under the learning tree of the tribal chief and make dumbass decisions, you take a title match against Seth Rollins. All the strategery is on their side. Mm-hmm. What was all the under the learning tree of the tribal chief? You know Paul Heyman, and you still, like, you had to be rescued by a homeless cab driver and a straight edge guy who just loves to sniff his own farts.
I feel like that those calls were made in advance. It's like, listen, I know what I'm up against. Yeet. Can you give me a hand? Yeet.
I doubt it.
That's
somehow.
Conversation
I doubt it. Like, would you be a little bit more proactive? You know. All right, we don't. The extracurriculars are over. It's time to drop the gimmicks. We got to be serious here. We got to do the show. All right. Everything I just did was a gimmick. That was my gimmick. And now we got to do this regular. We're dropping the curtain here. I guess this is for mainly people who didn't watch the live Monday Night Raw stream. So I guess we could talk about Backlash, the review of Backlash. We'll talk a little bit about Sabu, what happened to him. We don't know. The official cause of death is not revealed, but I do have the timeline leading up to his unfortunate passing. Hopefully from natural causes, but I have a feeling, I'm not so sure. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Everything's alleged that we say in this episode, so stay tuned for that. So first we're going to talk about Backlash, unless you wanted to do something else about that.
Nah, Backlash is a good start. Good next step, I should say.
So in no order, here we are. The United States Championship match, which saw Jacob Fatu after Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest killed each other. It was really Jacob versus LA. And then we had the debut of JC, not Jesus Christ, as I
Mm.
thought Solo was talking about thanking on SmackDown. I was like, whoa, shit, Solo found Jesus. But no, he did not find Jesus. He did, however, find someone formerly known as Jeff Cobb because he's just
Mm.
JC now.
No,
So I'll
officially
just let
JC
you.
Munoz.
I don't like it. So you go ahead and you
Just be
tell us,
Jeff.
and then
Like,
yeah,
he should just be Jeff Cobb. Like, that's his name. That's his real name. JC Munoz. It's no mention of a Munoz on his Wikipedia page. I checked, but like, I know I had seen Jeff Cobb previously in AEW. You probably did as well. A lot of people know him more from New Japan and everything. Crazy athlete. They're doing a real good job of bringing in some real athletes
he's
now, as
40.
opposed. He's 40.
That's what I hear.
I want to look that good 5 years ago.
I'm gonna
Um,
verify it, but I'm pretty sure he's 40.
like I checked. That didn't. I
He's
didn't think so.
42.
He's
So he's
42.
not 40. He's 42.
Damn, bro. All right. Um, I look
It's
forward to.
interesting. They were letting
Mm,
people go because they thought they were a little older, but they
mm.
hired someone in their 40s.
But wasn't that a Vince thing?
No, the recent releases. Do you not remember them?
So there was Braun Strowman, but that's because like he had like 15% paralysis in one of his legs.
Well, it's not just that. It's that they were paying him a lot of money
Hmm.
for his lack of appearances. Oh, well, there wasn't a good ROI,
Yeah,
from what I understand.
he must have had a high the baseline pay,
Oh,
high minimum.
today's Jeff Cobb's birthday.
Happy birthday, J.C. Munoz, Jeff Cobb.
May
Um,
18th.
18th. Tomorrow's the day. I saw you tweet.
Actually, no. I'm reading this wrong because it's July
Oh,
11th. It's
oh,
coming.
7-Eleven.
He was born in 82.
Nice. He was born in 82. Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
42. He'll be 43 this year.
Look, I don't
Uh,
knock age as I'm old, but I'm
mhm.
just pointing it out that he's a little bit older.
Yeah, it like I feel like it's not a knock because it's a tribute to how athletic he is he's more athletic than either of us at that age. Like anytime like 35, 40, wrestlers, especially if you've been doing it for a long time, you start to slow down. There's the asterisks of your Terry Funks, your Rey Mysterios, your Ric Flairs, but there's still a bit of a slowdown. Ric Flair, by the way, the man. Um, but this match was pretty much exactly what I expected. Solo, etc., interfered to help Jacob Fatu win.
All right, great. Brief and to the point. This is brief and to the point. Also, Dominic Mysterio, Ed Still.
Yep,
I don't know what
shortest
else to
match
say
of
about that. A lot of
shortest match of the
shenanigans.
night.
Good,
That's what it
good.
was. 9 minutes 20 seconds, according to Wikipedia.
Well, it's not how long you go for. It's anyway.
How dope the stash.
Um, what a shocker here. Maybe not really. Maybe if we were smarter, we would have figured it out. But yeah, Lyra Valkyria beat Becky Lynch in what many describe, many as in me.
Mm.
Look, I'm sorry. It's just not working for me. Maybe later on the line, down the line, I'll see the Lyra Valkyria experience. My mother likes Lyra Valkyria. A lot of people, I think, do. That's not their fault. That's just their opinion. That's how they feel, and that's okay.
Mm.
I like a lot of things people don't like. You like people a lot of people don't like. You know, we're friends, and
Mm.
I'm a lot to take. But here we are, together, doing this podcast.
I don't like a lot of people, but you're one of them, bro. But yeah, I'm on the same page as you here. Like, I don't see, I don't quite see what people see in Lyra Valkyria. I like, and in part, or more, probably more so in part, probably in large part, has to be her booking. Like, stop booking her to win by like a roll up, or like she'll hit her finisher on someone low on the card for the win, for a decisive victory. I need big decisive victories. She beat Becky Lynch. I'm not calling it decisive.
Well, I'd argue it was pretty close. I think the point is that Becky Lynch is a veteran,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what she was going to go in to do.
Mm-hmm.
She's just that generous, I guess. And, you know, she talked about that a little bit.
She did.
I forgot what she said, but she doesn't like being compared to Hulk Hogan, I'm pretty sure. And, you know, why not let you continue this? What do you have to say about what Becky Lynch says? And
I like the backstory that she provides. It's good. It works. It makes sense. The again, the one sticking point I can't get past is I really don't care about Lyra. I don't feel a connection. I'm hoping that this leads to Becky just absolutely snapping, destroying her, have maybe make a last woman standing match or an Iron Woman match or something like that, and or false count anywhere, and Becky tears her to shreds. Becky wins the title. Lyra goes away for a bit. Maybe comes back a little refreshed, freshen up the gimmick a little bit. Something more. Something more. Give us something more. Some more depth to the character. Maybe mention the was it Morrigan that she's supposed to be the embodiment of? You mentioned last week.
well, I don't remember. If you're gonna bring up stuff I said, you might as well like say the whole thing. You know, you didn't retain any information that I may or may not have given you. You think I
Allegedly.
remember everything I say? That's not
Ah,
fair.
sorry. Sorry, you're right. That was
You got me
unfair of me.
called out here.
I'm pretty sure
Uh,
it was Morrigan, um, like some legendary Valkyrie from history. She would help men on the battlefield or something like that. Maybe tell us about that. Bring it up here on the main roster. You talked about it in NXT briefly, also, but bring it here if that's what she's doing. Right now, as her Twitter says, she's the Bird Lady. Need more than Bird Lady to be interested. Her like this and her moveset doesn't quite land with me either, but I can get past one a little. I can't get past both.
there's
Give
already
me
a bird
something.
lady. Her name is Dee Reynolds, and she didn't ask. Lyra Valkyrie didn't ask Dee if she could steal her gimmick.
Wow, I
Bullshit.
wasn't expecting an Always Sunny reference there. I was like, D. Reynolds, that sounds familiar. It took me a second, but I got it.
You're slow on the uptake there, buddy.
I am. I haven't had any sour candy today. I should know
I
better.
wonder why I hear you twice.
Cause
It's okay. I'll fix it in post.
I'm twice as nice.
No, it's like I could. I wonder if my headphones are too loud. Maybe if I turn those down. There you go. That should be better.
All right, let's try that now.
I did it.
All right, did
All
it.
right. Great. Uh, was that all you had? Well, oh, I wanted to say that, listen, whatever this is, all roads lead to Becky Lynch versus Bailey at SummerSlam, probably.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Who knows?
I
Maybe a
mean,
triple threat match for the Intercontinental title ship,
yeah,
championship.
maybe Bailey comes back around Money in the Bank, give or take. Because Money in the Bank's a big pay per view now too.
Yeah, I was trying to give her a little bit more time. I'd rather her win the damn thing, but she's already won it. Right now, I don't know who's winning that for the women. I don't have enough data
Yeah, I
to.
think there's only one, maybe two women qualified so far. I think Chelsea's my pick.
Well, Chelsea didn't qualify, so too
Oh,
bad.
damn it.
SmackDown was yesterday. Did you watch?
That was 2 days ago, actually. You
Alexa
probably watched it
Bliss
yesterday.
pinned her.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it'll be Alexa again.
It it might be. You can win more than one time. It was a long
True.
time ago,
True. Just
and we
to
still.
rewind real quick, sorry. JC Mateo is his name now that I actually looked at the Wikipedia that I have up on my other screen.
Well, I have it here
Not,
too. I thought you said that.
no,
I
I
thought you
thought I
said it was
said
Mateo already.
Munoz. I
Oh,
think I said
I guess
Munoz.
because I'm looking at it, maybe I thought you said it.
Probably. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's actually better because I'm like Munoz. That doesn't sound like his nationality at all. That's like a Spanish last name, I think.
Well,
And he's
he's
not.
Hawaiian, so he could be like sort of native Hawaiian, which I'm pretty sure he is, or anything really.
I don't think he is Hawaiian, actually. So he's American by nationality. He was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. He
Hmm.
is of Chamorro. That's spelled
Hmm.
Chamorro, which is indigenous people to Guam. So while
Oh,
he's American, his heritage ties back to the Mariana Islands.
it's Guamanian.
Try to keep shit straight. So, so it's a
Either way,
descent,
yeah.
you know. So,
Either way, incredible friggin' athlete. Great get by WWE, and I hope they don't ruin him.
well, we'll see. Right now, I am just whelmed. Not over, not under, whelmed.
What about that standing
So,
moonsault? That I remember.
it's been done before.
It's a big dude.
Okay.
Low
I
center of
think Otis
gravity.
could do a standing moonsault, right?
Can Otis do a standing moonsault?
No, he'd probably break his neck. Um, all right. Let's go. Speaking of go, uh,
Let's
listen,
go.
a lot of people, they said a lot about this match. Maybe they liked it. I couldn't stand it. The fact that this announcer guy, this this guy, man, the glazing they give Pat McAfee. I like him as an announcer. I really do. But I don't need him going the distance with Gunther. It doesn't make any sense. This guy has been champion 80%, dropping as we go, as
Hmm.
long as he's been around. What's up with that? And you know, Michael Cole involved, and I get it. That's the story. I know it's a story. It doesn't change. I maybe another match could have been had. Was it? You know what? Now I'm looking at. Did you not have enough faith in your card to trust that you would sell tickets for it? That you had to get Pat McAfee in a match? Like, was it not enough? Because if you're looking at the card, it's like, all right, Becky Lynch return match. All right, I guess. Dom versus Penta. You could do that on a Raw. You
Yeah.
know, the Fatal 4-Way for the U.S. title. That seems pay per view. Which,
Hmm.
by the way, it's the song that never ends because now we got Damian Priest and
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre in a damn cage match for Saturday night's main event. What is with these two? I
They
don't
said it.
understand.
They're in the same vortex. They're stuck in their vortex, and allegedly, according to one of them or both of them, I don't even know. This is going to be the blow off. The cage match is the blow off, and that's it.
They After this, one of them needs to go to Raw. I don't mean to the
Well,
unemployment line.
yeah,
I mean,
you got to figure there's a draft coming up. They
separate
said that
them.
they said there would be a draft after um, Mania, and right now, obviously, we're in the lead up to not only Saturday Night's main event, but also to Money in the Bank. So maybe sometime between Money in the Bank and a week or two after, sorry, between Saturday Night's main event and a week or two after uh, Money in the Bank is probably when that's going to happen. That's my
You don't
guess.
even need a draft. You could just trade. It's one guy. And I feel like these drafts lately,
Hmm.
what do they even mean? Carmelo Hayes was like, what, number one?
Yep.
For what? Now he's walking around wearing a dorky ass Andre the Giant gold chain we just now started talking about.
I feel like I feel
It's
like
a
that's either.
creative way to have the statue without carrying it and remind you that he won it.
Mhm.
But it's kind of, I don't know.
Like I don't know if you remember in like the late 70s into the 80s or whatever, having a Christ head like this, like this size was a thing. And I feel like this is that, but Andre, and since Andre was a giant, they made it giant. So
It
I feel
doesn't
like
change that it looks terrible.
I don't disagree. Uh, I appreciate them thinking outside the box and having something representing the statue, as opposed to, hey, he won this thing that you'll never see again. Because this is still them telling us without telling us that we're never going to see that trophy again until the next Andre Battle Royal, brother.
Does he
Um,
check that or does he wear it when he's on the plane? Do you
it's
think
probably
he.
easier to wear it. They see a big gold face thing in his luggage, they can be like, all right, we need to pull that out and look at whatever the fuck this thing is.
I was
There's
just
no
like,
way
what
they
a
just let it through.
dork.
So yeah, and like gold is not particularly heavy, but it's not lightweight either. So that's got to be
I
annoying.
don't think it's actually gold.
Who knows? Either
You're
way,
you got a lot of confidence in WWE right here. I
I
don't think it's
mean,
actual gold. It looks like it is, but I don't look at the size of it. Could you imagine the
well,
price of that thing?
It would be gold plated, which is always cheaper than real gold. Which actually would make it heavier because usually it's plated on like a nickel or something.
If it's around
But
his neck like that, I don't think it's that heavy. Like it would be visibly stressful for him, wouldn't it? It's not like he's Obafemi. He's a smaller guy. He'd just be
Oba,
like this all the time.
but he's him.
No,
Either
he
way, I
ain't.
feel like that it's either a Michael Hayes or a Bruce Pritchard idea.
It was probably a Miz idea for all we know.
I mean, that not out of the question, but I feel it has like their kind of branding, you know? It feels like something they'd suggest.
Certainly, certainly. Moving right along to the main event, Randy Orton, John Cena. Listen, first of all, let me give my review of Backlash real quick right before we talk about this.
Hmm.
If it wasn't for the fact that we were watching it, that we were streaming it, that we had the Backlash watch along,
Hmm.
this would have been like a 2 out of 5.
Hmm.
You know, or if we're doing like review style, like that,
Yeah.
bro. Let me tell you something. Could you imagine paying all that money for that? Bro, I can't say it like that. Freaking, that's not, I can't say bro. We get sued for saying bro. Buddy,
Mm.
not even Green Shirt Man showed up for Backlash. I didn't see his ass there. Times is hard. Okay?
Hmm. Hmm.
So you guys got to pick this shit up. You got to fix the card. All right?
Hmm.
Because this ain't it, especially for the money you guys are charging. I don't even know what the tickets for Backlash were, but probably expensive. So,
Crazy.
but yeah, I didn't like it. You know, I liked watching it with you and everybody else. But if I'm by myself, I'm gonna be on my phone. I'm gonna be playing a game on my phone. I'm gonna look up every once in a while. There's probably people mad at me. They're like, "No, it was really good. It was a really good show. What's wrong with you?" I wasn't impressed. I'm sorry. You know, like for all the things that I always say, like if something's good, I'm gonna say it's good, and it's just my opinion.
Hmm.
But if something's not so good, you know, and it's not John Cena's fault. It's not Randy Orton's fault. You know, this is a good story, and I think the only match I cared about. I wanted to get there, you know, because that's the last match Randy Orton and John Cena are
Hmm.
ever going to have. They're 5 apiece. That's it. Even. But yeah, there was some shenanigans. I liked the fact that John Cena was going to kick Randy in the head.
Hmm.
You know, he was going to go to that place. He was going to go to Randy Orton's place. He was going to invade his space and use his place to take out Randy Orton. I wouldn't have minded that. But I guess, you know, he's been out long enough. So they can't
Hmm.
really do that. Yeah, I'll leave the floor to you.
So I'm on board with you. So first thing I want to say, yeah, if you like us felt like other than watching with us, like if you watch it on your own, you don't got buddies at the house with you or whatever to watch it with, siblings, that the show was kind of mid, you know, next time check out our stream, watch along with us. We have fun, right? We enjoy ourselves. We make fun of what we're seeing. We bullshit. That's what we do. We hang out. So come hang out with us when we're watching pay-per-views, premium live events, whatever you want to call them, and hit that subscribe button so you know when we go live, which we will be going live at the start of every premium live event. Asterisk, except when they're overseas or whatever, we do it at like 7 or 8 p.m. But you'll know about it. That being said, um, the throwing in there of R-Truth to be the ultimate downfall of Orton in the match was a nice little, kind of a little swerve for me. Ref bump here, ref bump there, you know, Nick Aldis, this, that, and the other. But yeah, if it has to be thumbs up or thumbs down for that match, it's thumbs down. But like as far as scale 1 to 10, 4.8, sub 5. So I know what these two are capable of. We all do at this point. They could have done so much more. I understand that they're exploring John Cena as a heel in 2025. Very different from whatever the hell prehistoric year he was heel last. Very different everything. But we could have gotten more out of that match. I think honestly, Randy was the better, the stronger, gave us more story in that match than Cena did, because you know, him wanting to punt Cena and everything, and then the interaction with Truth, and Aldis. Thank you, Orton, for what you did, but it wasn't quite enough for me.
Well, all roads lead to Cody Rhodes.
Mm.
So, you know, Randy and Truth, just another speed bump, another date for John Cena in his little run here. We're all looking forward to
Hmm.
seeing what happens after R-Truth versus John Cena. I'm already looking past that. It's fine.
Mm.
But there's going to be a lot of. I think that match is not going to be about the title. It's non-title, from what I understand. There's going to be a lot of story stuff in there. It's going to be R-Truth. Let's see. How do we put this? It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's trying to reach Anakin Skywalker, and he's not realizing that he's gone. You know, that there's nothing left there, you know. But in this case, there is something left there because when John Cena left his match at Backlash, he was standing by the ring apron. He was thinking about things. He was looking at his belt, and the people were saying, "Thank you, Cena." And, you know, he doesn't know what to do with this. He was trying to do his press conference, you know, with those mixed feelings. And then Truth comes out, and it's pissed him off, and he put him through a table because he's not here for that.
Yep. Cena, he's doing his dates as far as his mindset is. He's doing his dates, and for Truth to come out and disrespect him, according to how Cena sees it, he's not going to take that. No matter who
Yeah.
you are, you
The guy
respect
was
John Cena.
trying to talk to the people.
Yep. We're
All
definitely
right.
going to get a why. We're definitely going to get a why'd you do that, John? From
We
Truth.
know why he did it. We had a whole
We know.
Wade Barrett and R-Truth. They talked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he said that, you know, hustle, loyalty, respect, you know, that means something. And he's going to go help, even if he has to beat John Cena up, beat it into him or whatever. He's going to do
Beat
that.
up John Cena.
Right. All right. So before we switch to the Sabu, I'll put some levity into this. So, as some of you may know, I play a lot of video games. And one of my favorite games to play is Fortnite. And in Fortnite, they added a Darth Vader NPC. He's AI. And you can talk to him. And now, when this happened, I've been trying to get him. And it's hard because everybody's trying to get him. So I was playing while my wife was watching the hockey game. So she'll talk to me, not knowing what I'm doing because I didn't say what I was doing. I didn't say I was recording anything because I didn't think anything was going to happen. I think it was going to work out. So this is a short clip because I didn't last very long in Fortnite. So I'm going to switch this to watch something.
It's going to be good.
I don't know. We'll see. So we'll share the screen there. Okay, I gotta share the entire screen because it won't let me share the audio. Let's hold on a second. All right, make it big. Okay. All right. So sorry for the audio, but it was like I said, I wasn't even expecting it to work. I thought I was going to be killed. So here is my interaction. Or maybe it's not my interaction.
Cody Rhodes, your training is complete. I have assessed your unique brand of combat. I will lead your squad to victory.
Do you think you could be the WWE champion?
Cody Rhodes, you aspire to be champion of... what was it again? WrestleMania? The Empire concerns itself with galactic domination, not staged theatrics. Unless such a title grants one command over significant resources, it is of little interest. Again, with these wrestling fantasies, the power to crush planets outweighs any staged performance. Tell me, does this
What?
WWE Championship grant
No,
control?
yeah, he's AI. I told you that. That's my wife talking to me. Yeah.
Again, Cody Rhodes. If I were to deign to
No,
participate
like,
in these
he'll
theatrical
respond to you.
victory would be assured. But the Force is a more compelling power than any championship belt. What value do you place on such trinkets?
What's your opinion on The Undertaker?
The Undertaker, you say? A melodramatic title. Is this individual skilled at burying enemies, Cody Rhodes? Or merely obsessed with morbid theatrics?
A little from column A, a little from column B.
intend to divide the enemy's forces, or merely sample from each of their strategies?
This is where it gets sad. Get ready.
Okay.
Not sure what I should ask him. Oh shit.
Dope.
That's it. So that's my experience with the Fortnite AI. I made sure to use. I was using my Cody Rhodes skin for so long just to get to have that interaction with him. So it's funny that Cody got to be a Sith Lord and he doesn't even know.
You know, you could have so much fun with that. You could say, like, I know there are rumors that you're Luke Skywalker's father, but did you know my dad is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah, I was I was gonna do that, but I was so nervous because in this game, people are trying to eliminate you from the game.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, I was shocked I was able to get him, but it's basically because no one is dumb as I am. Because to get him, you have to go to Samurai Vader's Solitude, it was that way on the map. The bus is going this way, but far. I'm like, screw it, I'll just go. No one came, so I was able to go get him. I took a TIE fighter and started shooting at him. That didn't work. He kicked my ass. So I had to run away from him, get my health back, and eventually I got him.
Nice.
So he's not too hard.
I've seen some other really fun interactions, at least one of which I've sent to you. This is a fun little update for Fortnite, and definitely play as a WWE character. Like as Becky Lynch, you could ask Vader, like, who's the man in the relationship, her or Seth Rollins?
Yeah, I could do that. There's a lot of things you could do. But I got to see when I get to do it. I just hope that this is like a test that works and they keep doing this, or like this evolves, because it looks like a fun thing to do. You know, like maybe that's just the first step, you know. And I know a lot of people have freaked out over this AI bullshit and stealing voices or whatever. He signed that shit over. You know, he said that there was a statement from his family. You know, and you could do that with other NPCs. You know, being able to have a conversation with the helpers that you pick up on the map. You know, that sounds like it'll be a fun thing to do.
Yeah,
So.
that like there's so much content with Vader right now. It's like there's so much potential here. This is what AI is for fun, wacky clips like that.
Like everything else, people are going to abuse it, you know,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that you should just shut it down, because some people are retarded, you know, and that's life. Sometimes I am. Sometimes you are. It just happens. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. You know, let's bring things back to the way they used to be. Now to bring it down. We lost a legend, a hardcore legend, I would say. You know, many of us tried to look for, late nights on CBS. You could watch ECW sometimes. And maybe you've seen this crazy homicidal, suicidal, genocidal maniac, Sabu. Rich, you know math. What age did he die? How
Looks
old
like
was he?
61, possibly 62,
Okay. So,
depending on what month
61,
he was born.
62. Let's go through the timeline. So, April 18th, 2025. Hop into the time machine with the Basement Bookers podcast. He had a retirement match at GCW Spring Break 9. It took place during WrestleMania 41 weekend in Las Vegas. Can you guess who his opponent was? You only get one chance. It's
GCW.
AEW. Like,
That's
well, he used
AEW.
to wrestle at AEW. He no
My
longer wrestles for AEW.
my original guess was going to be Matt Cardona because it's GCW.
That would be better.
Oh, was it Janela?
Yep. Good guess.
Ah, all
So,
right. That's not the person you want to pass the torch to. I'm just saying.
oh, it gets better.
Hmm.
Well, not really. He faced Joey Janela in a brutal, no rope barbed wire match at GCW Spring Break 9 event.
Sounds about right.
Despite concerns about his health, Sabu managed to perform and secure the victory over Janela. So, like, weeks after, he passed away. Which is very sad. It happens. We don't know when it's coming, but it comes for us all.
So you say despite concerns about his health, did he have like other than just years of wrestling? Like, was there something specific going on with him that made him possibly susceptible to injury or infection
Well,
that you know of?
Rich, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. I have an article here from the Times of India. Okay? Joey Janela responds to accusations after fans claim GCW drugged WWE legend Sabu before his last match. So, I'm going to pull up the article here so we could all see it on the watch something. I didn't make a Basement Bookers read something because I didn't think that far ahead. So let's mute the audio here. Okay. So you're obviously not gonna. I'm just so you know the article's here. I'm gonna read it. Okay. Some of it basically. Former. Let me put it on this thing so I can read it better and be closer. Former WWE legend Sabu passed away at 60, just a few weeks after playing his final retirement bout during WrestleMania 41 weekend. His untimely demise on May 11th has sent shockwaves across the wrestling universe, leaving fans mourning at the heartbreaking news. So, before breathing his last breath, Sabu... Hold on, I can't read. Before breathing his last, Sabu breathed his... Wait, hold on, I gotta read this again. I can't read. All right,
This is
before
not your
breathing his
fault. I want to
last...
let you know. This is not your fault.
Okay,
It's their
maybe
writing.
it's translation. Sabu breathed in his final match during the WrestleMania weekend. You can see it that it's not me. He played the final bout of his retirement match with GCW star Joey Janela. That's an oxymoron. All right. Anyway, he didn't even go over. He lost to Janela in the main event of the 9th annual Joey Janela's Spring Break. So it's his own little show, apparently. The videos of the match showed a bloody-faced Sabu leaving the ring with a heavy heart. But his celebratory send-off became a major controversial topic, as fans have reportedly accused Joey Janela and GCW promoter Brett Lauderdale of letting Sabu wrestle under the influence of kratom, which is illegal, any gas station, but controversial substance often used for pain relief. To this accusation, Janela has responded promptly, dismissing the accusation. After fans accused Joey Janela GCW of letting Sabu play, is this AI?
I
Whatever.
don't think it is.
Maybe it's like a language thing,
But it
right?
could be. It could be a combination of language and AI.
Yeah, it makes me feel like I can't read. All right, so let's go. After fans accused of Joey Janela, GCW, of letting Sabu play under the influence of Kratom, Joey Janela dismissed the accusations immediately, denying that GCW was responsible for giving Sabu the drug Kratom. He said Sabu's team supplied the substance and insisted that using Kratom is common and legal in the wrestling business. You follow so far?
Yes.
Taking to his X account, Joey Janela has dismissed allegations, stating that, quote, we didn't give him Kratom, his team did. It's also not illegal. And 85% of professional wrestlers do it, especially the ones on TV. So F you. This is censored. He did say the F word all the way. Janela further added, Sabu was a grown man. He did what he had to do to get out there. I took care of him to the best of my ability. I don't think what happened halfway through would happen. It was all to get him one great payday and one last shine in the spotlight. The night wasn't about me. It was about Sabu, and I wouldn't change a thing. So let's see. Previously during an interview, Janela claimed that Sabu was given Kratom to help him through the match, which helped him aid his recovery from opiates. Janela's comment painted a controversial picture, suggesting that Sabu needed the substance to perform in the match. It was noted that Janela allegedly said, embellish some elements of the match itself to add to the lore of Sabu. That doesn't make sense. Whatever. I can't read. And that interview took place shortly after the match itself. This comment did not go well with his fans, and they called out the player, what the fuck? He's a wrestler, allegedly, for his comments. Let's see. Fans continue to troll him. A fan took to his X handle and called out GCW and Janela for risking Sabu's health for the show. The fan said, quote, so GCW/Brett, allegedly, drugged Sabu, knowing he was unable to wrestle that night, or at least having issues in the name of making 2,000 fans happy, rather than prioritizing a, fucking old retired legend's health. I'm so fucking disappointed to ever support GCW and buy tickets to their shows. Another fan claimed, so your excuse for letting a drugged up legend who couldn't go out was, quote, he was a grown man, quote, end quote. Joey, I love you. That's a lie. But please just take the blame and say sorry for the shit, man. Look, the spotlight. His health comes first. Oh, we got somebody supported Joey. I don't see it, though. Is this guy, maybe? Let's see. Meanwhile, a fan came out in support of Joey, stating facts about using Kratom. The user said, I'll just read it, Kratom is used as a supplement. People used to shake off opiate sickness more than it's any kind of hardcore drug. The original poster, here acting like you're a dope pusher when this shit is relatively benign herbal supplement over here. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
That's pretty much it. Look, here's the thing. Oh, we're not on WrestleMania. When we leave this up when we talk about this. Look, here's the thing. Yes, he's a grown-ass man. But as a promoter, you got to make sure that's like, hey, can you do this? You're 60. You know what I mean? And why did it have to be that kind of match? I didn't see the match, so it's probably unfair. But from what I understand, there was a lot of shenanigans. Sandman was there, I believe. Some other folks. But, obviously it wasn't going to be like like his old days, the no barbed wire match. I mean, no rope barbed wire matches that he's done, and this was something different. But like, why are you doing that? Why couldn't it just be a straight up match? And it's because those guys don't think they can like tell a story without barbed wire and tacks and all that crazy shit.
Yeah, that's not even a story. The story is pain. It's pain and it's gore and whatever. Um,
That's worse than what Ric Flair did. At least he
yeah.
had like a regular match.
Hmm.
You know, it wasn't like that. It's nuts.
And wasn't that a tag match too? Flair's last match.
Um, I think so.
So that being said, yes, the death match style, the no rope barbed wire uh, match style was up Sabu's alley. That was his wheelhouse. Same is the case for Joey Janela. Um, I'm gonna say you can't really make someone do something they don't want to do.
Right.
Sabu wanted to have the match. He went for it. Sabu agreed to the terms of the match being barbed wire, no ropes. Sabu decided to allegedly take this drug. The whatchamacallit, the clickbait of that headline of he was drugged. It's not like they tied him down and forced the drug down his
Take
throat.
this kratom, put it
Right.
in.
Yeah. It's like we're gonna hold your nose and your mouth until you swallow this pill. If you don't swallow the pill, you're gonna suffocate and go back to the lobby. The
Yeah,
ultimate
at least
lobby
he
in the
went out on
sky.
his shield. You know,
Yeah.
he wrestled, and that was
Um.
it was El Idolo and Ric Flair versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Just so you know, the tag
There you go.
match.
So if it was the kratom, arguably, I feel like the health pundits are gonna say, well, his body was so messed up from the opiates over all the years and all the stuff, all the mileage, all of this, all of that.
It catches up to you.
It does. It really does. You never know when it's going to happen. I know of a guy that was in his 30s and ran marathons and just had a heart attack middle of the street. Zeroed out.
Yeah, we don't know when, but
Um,
everybody meets the Undertaker.
at some point. So it's a bit of a new world. Like Sabu and the guys that came up around the same time he did, they came up before like the WWE wellness policy and the knowledge of CTE that we have now and all of that stuff. Um, Talk to anyone from the 70s and early 80s that knows anything about wrestling, and they'll tell you those were weird, wacky times. But it's one of those unfortunate. It is what it is. If it was drugs, I'm sorry to hear. Either way, I'm sorry to hear it. But like if it's drugs, then it's particularly unfortunate. We lost Eddie Guerrero, who was sober for I think 4 years when he passed because his heart just gave out from the previous damage that was done.
I think Sabu, he was real. I think that was
Mm,
one of those things that they say that it was real.
mm,
So, he wouldn't, like, even if he probably should have, like, he wouldn't say, like, well, I don't think we should do this kind of match. I'm kind of old for this
hmm
kind of stuff. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that old school mentality was go out there, give the fans what they want, and you could patch yourself up at the end.
Yeah. But yeah, he did entertain those people.
Hmm.
That's what he wanted to do, I think. And it sucks that he's dead. It's sad, but also everybody Me, you, eventually. You know, hopefully a long time from now. But
Yep. Thank you, Sabu.
Saturday night's main event, baby.
Saturday
That's
night's main
coming.
event.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes, for Sabu. Who's probably he's in wrestling heaven now. He's in wrestle heaven now.
He is.
You know, he's joined up, brother. Maybe he'll wrestle Macho Man for the heavyweight championship.
There you go.
They might have a hardcore heavyweight champion
He might
up there.
fight Terry Funk.
That's probably it. That's probably the matchup. He's the heavyweight hardcore champion, from what I understand. So right now, we have two participants for the Money in the Bank ladder match, male and female. Alexa Bliss, as we mentioned before, defeating Chelsea Green and Michin, or My Chin, depending on where you're from. Not My Chin, but Michin. And then you have, of course, Solo. Solo has made it into the Money in the Bank ladder match. And I believe next week on SmackDown, it's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura versus LA Knight
Yeah.
versus Aleister Black for a Money in the Bank spot. Who do you think should win that match?
We haven't seen Shin do anything in a while.
He's one of those guys, if he's in there, I know he's not going to win. You know what I mean? And that's
I do.
sad. But that's just the way it is.
Fuck, I can't think. I gotta piss. Sorry.
All right, fine.
I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I know where we're at. I need a bucket.
All right, we're back. Stop talking about the bucket. You
All right.
shouldn't pee in a bucket, Rich. You should just go to the bathroom and it's fine.
Thank you.
You were saying?
Yeah. So I think I know why Shinsuke's in this match. He's gonna eat the pin. Now, is it LA Knight or is it Aleister Black?
It's LA Knight.
I feel like it's probably LA Knight. The Money in the Bank, the match.
Well, this is early,
itself-
by the way.
It
This
is
early.
right. The
There's
Money in
only
the Bank.
two people.
Yeah. The match itself, it doesn't lend itself to Aleister Black's style at all. I mean, like maybe he can come in with a kendo stick and everything, but going into it, you know he's not going to win it. I feel like this is an LA Knight thing. He's someone that people might say it might be him.
Well, he's a guy where people make the argument when people are saying, "Oh no, Jay sells all this merch and he's over and he deserve it. Why shouldn't he?" LA Knight was way fucking over, and he didn't get shit. He got a United States title, a match against Roman Reigns, and lost. You know, I think maybe it's time. You know, you put it with him,
Yeah,
the briefcase.
They certainly could. I could see that working really well. I just got a pretty strong feeling that they're going to give the briefcase to Solo. I think the briefcase.
Are you trying to call Solo fat because he wants
No.
cake?
I want cake. The briefcase, I think, works best on a heel. I've said that a lot. It doesn't work as well on a face. Period. And because the heel, you know, they're gonna sneak in. They're gonna surprise you with it. The face, you know, you always get the potential John Cena. All right, listen, you see this next week, me and you. It's like it's not in the spirit of the briefcase. Or like what a heel could do. Could be that
Drew
all right, you see
McIntyre
this?
won last year.
Yeah, this briefcase next week, me and you. All right, and then when the person turns around, you whack them with it and you hand it in, you cash it in on the spot. Like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of Solo having that goddamn briefcase. You
Because you know
know,
it's going to be another waste of a briefcase.
yeah, pretty much. I think it's gonna be a waste of a briefcase, like it was with Drew.
Hmm.
He at least went for it when he did.
Drew was champ.
Not from the briefcase, was he?
Oh no, Drew.
He failed, didn't he? I'm gonna have to look it up now,
Right,
cause
that was it. He cashed in. He cashed in, and Punk distracted, or he got distracted by Punk.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he failed. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, this thing's retarded. I gotta check again.
Hold on, and play it.
I'm retarded?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was Punk who got involved.
Hmm.
I see the picture there. Yeah, Punk interfered before he could capitalize. He attacked him with a steel chair and other weapons, which allowed Priest to cover him.
Hmm.
So, I digress.
Priest had it last year. Priest was Senior Money in the Bank.
No, he was the champion.
Oh, okay. I'm mixing it up.
Drew, you're not listening.
I'm listening. I'm
Drew
just
went
trying.
to cash in.
Uh-huh.
Punk stopped him. Why would Priest have the briefcase if Punk stopped Drew from capitalizing?
Yeah, I can't trust
Said
my
your
memory.
money in the bank was the year that Cody won. He cashed in on Drew after Punk dropped him off the desk.
Right. Okay.
You
I'm
must
gonna.
be admonished for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix it with some sour candy.
Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. All right, let's just finish up here. Nia Jax got busted open. She caught a drop kick from Tiffany Stratton.
Hmm.
Nia Jax tried to use a chair that Naomi was going to use after she was chased off by Jade. And then she got the win. She's got the blood. Nia Jax, who's backstage. They showed pictures. She got the crimson mask. I'll throw it up there later.
Hmm.
And there you go. And yeah, she lost, which is good. And we don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yep.
But who knows? We might. That whole bloody thing might lead to something else. Prettiest Moonsault has been kicked out of for the first time, apparently, according to commentary. So that finish no longer protected.
Yeah. Sad. No, that's
Sad.
it. No finisher is protected.
So
Currently.
next Friday, we will have Fraxium versus the Street Profits. There's an IC
Yup.
title on the line. What do we have for Saturday night's main event so far besides the tag team match of Sami Zayn and CM Punk versus Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins?
Well, we already spoke about John Cena versus R-Truth. We mentioned the steel cage match, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre, allegedly going to be the blow-off. I call bullshit.
Jay versus Logan Paul.
And Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship. But that is the card so far. Will more matches be announced? Don't know yet. Find out.
I don't think so. Because you figure main event is on NBC, so
Yeah,
it's going to have commercials.
It's a 2-hour show, not 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to give them enough time, I think this is it. I think this is the Saturday night's main event.
Hmm.
So, all right.
I mean, not bad for free TV.
No, free is good. Free is always good. Do you have anything else you wanted to mention or?
I mean, I think just looking at it, like these 4 matches versus the 5 matches we had at Backlash, I think there's a bit more substance in this card in Saturday Night's main event.
Well, yeah,
Then-
you have CM Punk.
Yeah.
CM Punk's on the card with John Cena.
Yeah. but also like the matches themselves, the rivalries are more prominent.
Yeah,
Which could
story
be,
wise, I suppose.
yeah. Um, Gunther versus Pat really kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. No pun intended. Um, Kind of for the whole premium live event because it was. I know there was a purpose, but I still don't have to like the match. I know
The
Pat's an
purpose
athlete.
is that Pat glazed The Rock
Hmm.
live on his podcast, and The Rock was like, "Here you go, buddy." You know,
Yeah.
who
And I
knows?
know
I don't know. I'm
Pat's an
just making it up.
athlete. I know Pat's an athlete. We know he's a very good athlete, and he can go in the ring from when he had that match against Adam Cole, Bebe, and NXT. But
Yeah, but he's not serious anymore. He
mm,
was in the Rumble and he stepped out immediately. If he was a serious athlete, he would have fought.
and I know they were trying to drag it out so maybe we'd have that hope that he'd win. Because the story was they want the fans behind Pat McAfee, but Gunther is easily, let's say, the second most dominant champion of the modern era. I feel like, yeah, I know Gunther was playing with his food a bit, and you had Cole's involvement. Gunther could have and should have come off more dominant there. That soured that soured the night for me.
Yeah, he should have just squashed him. Honestly,
Hmm.
it should have been that. Maybe one hope spot, maybe two, and then just close it off. You could have had a whole ass other match.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Hmm.
Solo
Like
needs to stop doing that. He's
they
gonna get into
they
a lot of
didn't
trouble.
they didn't need to even have Gunther break a sweat. It would have been absolutely believable. Could have seen Pat get in some offense. Gunther could just no sell it. Maybe a couple of kicks will hit home, and it'll stagger him. But that hope should have been squashed earlier.
Yeah, but that's it. How long do you think Jacob is gonna let Solo keep mocking him? You notice he's doing his stuff.
Yeah, and Jacob put a quick end to that.
Not
And he
the
and he
match he
was
was
trying.
in.
Hmm.
Did you see he was doing the shake Solo? He's trying to do the Jacob shake. Yeah, it
I don't remember that.
was like
Um,
after a movie did.
Solo. I feel like Solo is now the guy that brings people in. That's his role. He's gonna have a match against Jacob. Uh, and JC Mateo is gonna have a match against Jacob, probably for the U.S. title. The fans love Jacob. They do. He's so believable as just a virtually uncontrollable badass. So believable. Like just a nut job. Like walking down a dark alley, you see him there, you turn around. Dark street late at night, you cross the street away from him. It's like,
Wait a minute. Don't you have to turn around to see him? Like if you're on, if he's, I didn't
if you're
understand
walking
that.
down a dark alley and you see him there and ahead of you, you turn around.
Oh,
You go back
okay. I
out.
was like,
You back out.
he
You
can't be
find
both
another way.
places.
No, maybe he could.
No, that's
He has that kind of
scary.
aura. You don't know what he's capable of, man. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm getting tired of that fucking word. Like
Aura.
people use aura like
Mm-hmm.
dog. Like, come on. Anyway, maybe it's because I don't have any aura. This is auraless.
You have aura.
Um,
Don't say you
thank
have no
you.
aura.
let's get out of here. Thanks for coming, everybody, to the
Yep.
Basement Bookers podcast.
Thank you all for joining us. Do us a solid. It's that time of the podcast. We know more than half of you are not subscribed, so do us a solid. Hit the subscribe button so you know when each episode goes up, when we go live for our weekly Monday Night Raw live watch-alongs every Monday, 8 p.m. I don't care where in the world they are. 8 p.m. is when we go live, damn it.
8 p.m.
We're on our time, not yours. 8 p.m. Eastern, that is, by the way. New York, we're
Yeah,
in
Eastern,
Brooklyn.
yeah.
It's where we're at. Period. Hit the subscribe button so you know when we're live. And what the hell else do I have to do? I don't know. Joe's got a party
I
message.
gotta do a thing. Match of Life is scheduled for one fall, so make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the Bookers. Yeah.